So today I have in a watch from a brand that launched in 2020, which I'm sure must have been a very challenging year to try to launch a new brand, but they did, and they've come out with some cool watches with some very interesting designs. The company is Olto-8, and the watch I have in today is the Infiniti II. Full disclosure, this watch was gifted to the channel for free and does not have to be returned, but the company has zero say into the content of today's video. So let's get straight to it and check out the watch. Now, at first look, it takes a minute to sort out how to tell the time with this thing, but it's actually very easy, especially once you start playing with the crown. For this style of watch, the legibility is actually pretty good considering everything that's happening with the dial. These are available in 8 options, some with Arabics like mine, some with Roman numerals up at the top portion of the dial, but all are limited to 500 pieces each. Of course, this style of watch won't be for everyone, and I wouldn't usually go for something like this either, but it's actually been a really fun watch to wear so far. The dial is a 5-layer dial. On the outer edge is a raised minute track. It's thinner at the top and then wider from 20 after to 20 to the hour. So during that time, it's actually a little easier to read. I'll pull out the crown here and we will advance the time so you can get a bit of a better idea how this works. So as we advance the time, you can see that the large minute hand moves around the dial. The hour hand is actually labeled with a printed H, and as it passes noon or midnight, the counterbalance, which is also an hour hand, comes into view on the opposite side of the dial. So we'll just see that happen here now. So the top section of the dial is the hours, and it is meant to mimic a speedometer. Down at the bottom of the dial is the seconds, with only 20 seconds visible on the subdial, and there's a total of 3 hands that come into view as the other moves past the 20-second mark. I like the color combination with the blue accents. The watch has lume all over the place, but it could have standed a better, more even application, especially with the blue BGW9. It looks awesome when you first give it a blast with the UV light, but it fades, especially the BGW9, pretty fast. So when it comes to the case, depending on the color you're getting, you're going to have either a PVD coated case or a Cerakote ceramic coated case. Both the green and white use Cerakote, which is much more scratch resistant than the PVD, but also costs a little more. The crown sometimes appears to be black, but it's actually blue and is a decent size for grip. Winding action is a wee bit gritty, but not terrible. The movement, which is on display through the case back, is the Miyota 82S5. It's a 21 jewel movement. It's fairly well decorated and has a custom Olto-8 rotor. The movement beats at 21,600 vibrations per hour, and with that short second hand, it still appears, though, to have a fairly smooth sweep. You don't get the stutter as much as you would with a longer second hand. The power reserve with this one is approximately 42 hours. So even if you're not into this kind of watch, the strap is awesome, and they sell these individually too, I believe for 50 US dollars. It's a fluoro rubber strap and the quality's top notch. I love the overall design of it. Very comfortable to wear, and with this one we do have the matching blue hardware to match with the crown as well as the blue accents on the dial. Size on the watch comes in at a case width of 44.9 millimeters. It's a lugless design, so the effective lug to lug is the same as the case width. Lug opening is 22 millimeters and the thickness is 12.7 millimeters. Water resistance is 50 meters and the crystal is sapphire with an anti-reflective coating. And here it is on my 7.25 inch wrist, and I think it's a really cool watch. Now, if you were to check my watch box right now, you wouldn't really find anything quite like this, but it is fun to mix it up every once in a while. Like the design or not, it's a well-built watch. I'm especially interested to see how the Cerakote holds up. Cost-wise, these are coming in at 599 USD for the PVD and 659 for the Cerakote models. I see on the site today there's an additional 25% off, but I'm not sure how long that sale will go. So that is it. Appreciate you taking a few minutes to stop by, and we'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.